Welcome viewers, hope you are doing great. In this video we are going to see about object oriented programming in Python, and basically we are going to see about classes and objects which are instance of classes. So when we come to a real world situation, classes plays a predominant role and it makes it easy to mimic the real world programming. Here in this video we are going to see how to declare a class, how to access a class, and we are also going to see how to declare methods within the class and how to access methods, how to create different variables or attributes within the classes, and so on and so forth. Stay tuned. Classes are blueprints for anything and everything. So in the programming world, if you wanted to program about the houses in your street, then all the houses would be having some generic characteristics or attributes. It can be the number of doors, the facing of the house, the number of floors, and the area of the house, etc. So here in this case, house can be declared as a class and all the attributes can be defined into it. Similarly, we can say if you wanted to just process all the vehicles that are parked in your street, then you can declare a class called automobile, and you can basically define all the characteristic of the automobiles inside the class. So in this example, we are going to declare the class called automobile. In order to declare the class in Python, we use the keyword class, and then after a space we give the name of the class, which is automobile. And the good practice or best practice in Python is to start the name of the class with a capital alphabet. And as part of the class, I am just using the pass statement, which means that this class basically does not do anything. So down below in line number 4, actually I am declaring car as an instant of the class. So in order to do that, I am just creating a variable car and then assigning it to the class automobile. So here car becomes the instance of the class automobile, and then in the subsequent line I am declaring another variable or by name truck, and I am assigning it to the class. So truck again becomes another instance of the class automobile. So when I print the variables instance of the class car and truck in line number 7 and 8, you can see the console and it just displays the memory location of both the instances, and you can see that they are pointing to different memory. In object-oriented programming, instance of the class is also called object. So in this case, car and truck both are objects of the class automobile. We can also assign certain attributes to the objects. So basically, when we consider the class automobile, there may be some generic characteristics of automobile, such as make of the automobile, model, and maybe number of wheels. So those attributes can be assigned individually to each objects. So here what I'm doing is I'm assigning the car make as BMW. For that I am just coding car.make equal to BMW in line number 7, and I'm assigning car.model with 2018, which is the year of manufacturing, and then car.wheel count I am assigning it the number 4. Similarly for truck, I am assigning Mercedes for truck make and truck model as 2015, and then the truck wheel count I am assigning the value 10. So when I just print the truck.make and car.make, you can get the values that I have assigned earlier. So both are different objects belonging to the same class automobile, and the objects of each, I mean the attributes of each objects can hold different value. Now I will remove the pass statement and I will define the constructor as part of the class. So the syntax for defining a constructor is def followed by a space and then double underscore init and double underscore, and in the arguments, first argument would be self, and then the arguments that is part of the automobile, which are make, model and wheels. So I'm just defining a constructor for this automobile class, and then within that I'm just initializing the value of all these three arguments: self.make equal to make, self.model equal to model, and self.wheel count equal to wheels. So once I do this, I need not explicitly assign values by car.make equal to BMW. So I can just pass in the values as arguments to the class. So I am just using the statement in line number 7. I am just modifying it, car equal to automobile, and within that class call I am just passing the arguments BMW 2018 and 4, and for truck I am just passing the values Mercedes 2015 and 10. So these are the arguments that I am passing to the class, and so when I just remove the explicit assignments that I have made earlier from line number 10 to 16, and when I just print the car.make and the truck.make, you can just see the same output, which is BMW and Mercedes. So this is going to have the same effect, but it makes coding a lot easier. We can also override the arguments which is assigned earlier. So to demonstrate that, I will just retain the print statement in line number 10, which is print car.make, and when I just print it, it would show BMW, and in line number 11 I will assign car.make equal to Toyota. So when I just print the car.make again, BMW is replaced by Toyota. So by this way we can just override the argument values which is assigned earlier. Now let's check how to code method within the class. Methods are nothing but functions that are defined within the class. In the last video, you should have learned about how to code functions, and if a function is coded within the class, it is known as method. Here I am defining a method called old new, and I am passing self as the argument. So self is equivalent to this keyword in Java, which refers to the current instance of the object. So I'm in this method, I'm just checking if the manufactured year or the model, if it is greater than 2017, I'm returning the value new. If the model is not greater than 2017, I'm returning the value old. So with this, the definition of method is complete, and I'm down in the code in line number 15. I'm referring the method. I'm just printing the method. So as you see in line number 12 and 13, we have already assigned values to the arguments as passed as arguments. So in line number 15, I am just printing the object name, which is car, and then I am referring the method name, which is old new. In line number 16, same way I am just referring the method old new for the truck object. And as you can see, the model for car is 2018, which is greater than 2017, and so you are seeing the word new, and the model of truck is 2015, so the else clause is executed and you are seeing the word old as part of the output of this method. Now I'll retain line number 13, which access the method old new with the syntax object name dot method name. I'll code one another line with which can access the method old new using the class name. In order to do that, I am just giving a print statement, and I'm using the class name automobile dot, I'm referring the method name old new, and within the arguments for the method I'm passing the object name car as argument. So when I just print line number 13 and 14, when I run this program, you can see the same effect. Likewise, in line number 15, the method name old new is used with the syntax object name dot method name, which is struct dot old new, and in line number 16, the same method is used in the syntax class name dot object name, sorry, class name dot method name, and object is passed as argument. So both of it will be having the same impact. One of the best practice in Python is to include sufficient commentary so that it is easy for anybody to understand the code later. In this code, I am just including the commentary for both the class as well as the method. And when you just do a help of the class, you should be able to see all the commentary, and you should also be able to see the details of all the methods within the class. So I hope you enjoyed this video. In the next video, we will be seeing about inheritance and polymorphism. If you like the video, please subscribe to my channel and share it to others. Thank you very much.